So from 2006 to like 2012 or so was kind of like this golden era of teen television pretty much across the board. And after High School Musical came out, Disney Channel was just on fire. But then they started flying a little too close to the sun, got a little too big for their britches, you know what I'm saying? And gave us what my girlfriend calls the worst Disney Channel movie ever made, Princess Protection Program. So what do you say we all just sit back and try to enjoy whatever this is? Let's take a walk. But before that, really quick, this video is sponsored by Zooba, Zoo Battle Arena. Click my links down below to download the game and support this channel. Zooba is a new mobile free-to-play massive battle royale brawling game where you square off against 44 other people on every map. In this game, you get to choose one out of almost 20 different animals to play with unique abilities and special attacks, along with 3 different types of weapons you can pick up from the map or by defeating other players. I mean, just look right here. You got Larry the Chameleon, who can turn invisible, Nix the Fox, who moves really fast, Duke the Lion, who can scare his enemies with his roar ability, Fuzzy the Penguin, who can slide really fast, Pepper the Giraffe, who can see long distance, and 15 other characters, each with their own unique abilities and stats. And as you play as these characters, you can level up your favorites and even customize them with unlockable skins and emotes. You can also equip each character with unique items so you can play the game however suits you best. Now, Zooba is still pretty new, but it already has more than 10 million downloads and rated 4.6 stars on the App Store, so you know you're in for a good time. And right now, if you go to the video description, click on my links, you can support this channel and get 50 coins and 40 gems for free when you download and start playing the game. So if you're interested, click my links down below and check out Zooba.
Okay, back to the show.
The movie starts out with our main character, Carter, who works in her dad's bait and tackle shop in the middle of Nowhere's Town, Louisiana, which in case you're wondering, just so happens to be right next to Age is Just a Numbersville and just a little north of Keep It in the Familyston. I mean, I'll say this, I grew up in Iowa, all right? And the only thing good about Iowa is the fact that it's not Louisiana. Anyway, Carter's working in the bait and tackle shop one morning, like I said, and wouldn't you know, in walks Donnie, who totally looks like one of those guys who just randomly brags to you about how hot his ex-girlfriend was.
Hey, you just... Oh, hi, Donnie.
Hey,
Carter.
how much?
No charge. A deal's a deal. Free bait in exchange for...
So in case you couldn't tell, Carter has a crush on Donnie. But you know, she's just a relatively quirky girl who probably loves to like read books or whatever, so she doesn't even stand a chance against other girls like Chelsea over here.
What are you doing here?
Donnie's driving us until I get my new ride.
Isn't that sweet? It's sweet. There's no room for me.
Sure there is, come on.
No, she's right. Brooke's already wrinkling my after lunch outfit.
No, I'm not. This is high school, not Vegas. You don't need a costume change.
Right. But you might want to think about it.
Hey, come on, why are you always making fun of me?
But after this, Donnie drives off with his harem of girls who will probably spend the next several years bouncing from guy to guy in a futile attempt to fix their ever-growing self-esteem issues. So now, in a fate worse than death, Carter has to be driven to school by her dad.
Can't stand them. They're such princesses.
You said that like it's a bad thing. Carter, they're teenage girls. They're probably just jealous.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it always ends up. You know, I mean, sure, they're pretty unpopular now, but after high school, they're gonna realize that they really just peaked at like 17, and it's all downhill from here. And wait, what's that? Timmy fell down the well, and all the popular kids in high school probably ended up just fine, and I should stop projecting my own insecurities on people who had a better high school experience than I did.
Okay.
After this, we flash over to our other main character, Princess Rosalinda, as she practices for her upcoming coronation when she will become the queen of Made-Up-a-Stan, or whatever.
Princess, what a beautiful coronation dress you are wearing. Who may I ask designed it?
You did, Mr. Elegante.
Sure I did.
Thank you for coming to help Rosalinda. Now that my husband has passed away, only she can become queen of Costa Luna.
And since this is a light casual conversation, let me just regale you with the history of our country and the eccentricities of our system of government. Well, golly gee, how lucky for us that she's explaining everything to this guy who should already know all this. It's like when your parents ask you to do something that you're already in the middle of doing. Hey Nick, you ever gonna get around to doing the laundry like I asked? Anyway, at the end of the practice coronation, just as she's about to put the crown on her head, someone steps in to cause some trouble.
I object. The princess is too young to be queen. Therefore, for the good of both our countries, I, General Magnus Kane, declare myself el presidente de la República de las Costas.
So this guy over here is actually Carter's dad, who we saw earlier. You see, turns out he's actually like a CIA special ops whatever guy who's in charge of protecting Rosalinda by kicking some dudes in the face from like 7 feet away from their heads. And so to escape the general, Rosalinda and Carter's dad jump in the helicopter and fly all the way over to this like secret international bunker thing where Rosalinda can be safe.
Where am I? Is this some
kind of prison?
Not prison. Protection. Princess Rosalinda Marie Montoya Fiore, you are now in the safe custody of the International Princess Protection Program, the PPP.
Pee-pee.
Now, long story short, after changing her clothes and getting a haircut, Rosalinda is now completely unrecognizable, and it's time for the final step of her Princess Protection Program.
Stage 4. Relocation.
Where?
Somewhere where General Kane will never think of looking for the Princess of Costa Luna.
Welcome to Louisiana, Rosie.
Yeah, you're probably better off just going home and getting murdered, to be honest. So right as Rosalinda, aka Rosie now, by the way, as she arrives at the fish bait and tackle shop, Carter comes home from school and she's real excited to see her dad after he's been away for so long.
Dad? Hello. Hey. Who are you? Rosie.
Ah, geez, Dad, really? Really? This is who you bring home? What do I always say? Half your age plus 7. It's not that hard. You see, this is exactly why I told you not to watch too many of those Chris D'Elia comedy specials.
Okay, so what are you doing here? Oh, Major Mason gave me this room. He did, huh? Yes, he's been very lovely. Lovely? Of course, the suite is much smaller than I'm used to, but it will feel much larger once I have that extra bed removed.
It's not extra, it's mine.
Will you excuse me for a second? Yes, you are excused.
Now, as you can probably imagine, Carter's not really all that thrilled about having to share all of her stuff with some posh, hoity-toity princess girl who doesn't even understand anything and just randomly, showed up in her room one day. But she doesn't really have much of a choice, so, fine, whatever, Dad. Now, the next day is Rosie's first day at school, where she has to try and blend in and deal with, normal things that normal teenage girls have to go through. Sitting on the bus or dealing with boys who are clearly in the friend zone but just can't quite seem to take a hint.
So, I'm Ed, by the way. You're?
Rosie.
Rosie. I'm making a documentary. Listen, the rocky path from humble peasant to homecoming queen.
The Queen of Homecoming? What is this homecoming?
You never heard of homecoming?
No, we have no such thing where I'm from.
Really? Where's that?
That's from Iowa.
Hey, wow, how dare you insult the putrid cesspool in which I grew up, okay? Only I can do that. Nah, just kidding. Say whatever you want. Anyway, so Rosie and Carter go into class, and wouldn't you know, Rosie just has to make a scene with everyone's favorite guy who probably has the emotional depth of a kitchen sponge, Donnie.
Excuse me. May I have this seat?
I'm sorry, I think it's school property.
The heck kind of handshake is that? But then Donnie stands up and turns around and looks at Rosie and, and suddenly he's all like, and gives her his seat, which Carter is none too pleased about because, hey, Donnie's been ignoring me and treating me like garbage for way longer than he's been nice to you, all right? So how about you just stay in your lane, Rosie? And things go from bad to worse for Carter because not only is Rosie pretty, but she's also all smart and stuff and can speak 5 languages, because she does not have an American education.
This must be our new student, Carter Mason's cousin. Avez-vous étudié le français, Rosie?
Oui, j'aime le français. C'est une si belle langue. Je parle 6 langues. L'anglais, le français, l'espagnol, le portugais, l'italien et le japonais. Mais l'anglais est mon favori, puisque je suis américaine.
So after just one day of school, Carter's pretty much had it with her new cousin and all her, royalness. But then her dad's like, well, hey, have you ever tried being friends? And then wham, bam, bibbidi bow, problem solved, because that's how parents seem to think high school works. Now, there's a bunch of, back and forth where Carter's all like, you're rich and pretty and stuff, and that makes me jealous. And then Rosie's like, I can't go home because the military will murder me. And then Carter's like, oh yeah, well, I'm American, so I think other countries suck. But then one day, they finally sit down and have a real heart-to-heart talk.
You do not know me, Carter. What's the big deal?
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt here, but is she really sitting on her bed with her gosh darn shoes on? You work in a bait and tackle shop with worms and bugs and dead fish all over the place? I mean, what the yuck?
It's okay.
Carter, whatever I did to make you dislike me, I'm truly sorry. I will try to blend in. I will try to be from Iowa.
Trust me, Rosie, no one should ever do that on purpose. But all the same, now they finally start to kind of become friends a little bit, and Carter is willing to give Rosie more of a chance as long as she tries harder not to be such a little princess. But then the very next scene, they go bowling, and Rosie makes Ed, that friend-zone Freddy kid from before, she makes him put on her bowling shoes for her in this bizarre scene.
Why, thank you, Edward.
It's Edwin, actually.
Edwin. That is a wonderful name.
Thank you.
And that's the moment when something strange awakened inside young Edwin, who after this went home and Googled WikiFeet for like 7 hours. Now, Donnie's also here at the bowling alley because, like, what else is there to do in Louisiana? And of course, he walks up to our two girls and he's like, hey. And then Carter's all like, I like jelly beans. So that night after bowling, Rosie starts to get all up in Carter's business about the whole Donnie thing.
Why do you care so much for this boy, Donnie? Who says I care for him? Fine. I've been totally in love with him since like the 3rd grade when he kissed me under the basketball hoop. Is that what you want to hear? He's quite beautiful, much like a prince. I wonder if he is beautiful on the inside as well.
Yeah, me too, Rosie. Let's find out. Now, one of these side plot threads in this movie is homecoming, and who's going to be homecoming queen, aka the Who Gives a Frick Award. And of course, since everyone thinks Rosie's so pretty and cool and stuff, girls like Chelsea are starting to feel a little threatened. But eventually, we learn who's been nominated for homecoming queen, which I'm sure all of you are just dying to know.
And your princesses are Chelsea Barnes, Rosie Gonzalez, Carter Mason.
Now, Rosie is all excited about this because she's an actual princess and thinks this is all just so funny and quaint. But Carter's not really all that happy about it because now she's been thrust into the spotlight in front of, like, the entire school.
This is not good, okay? Me being a princess is not normal.
Hey there. Hey, Rosie. Can I talk to you?
Me? Her?
So you know there's the homecoming dance and everything, and, you gotta dance with me, Rosie?
Me? Her?
Yeah. I want you to be my dance.
Donnie. That is very kind of you.
But I'd rather eat spicy buffalo wings every day for a week and see what comes out than have to spend one night slow dancing with you while you tell me all about your theory on how,
you know, humans aren't really meant to be monogamous, so like, can I have your friend's phone number too?
Anyway, so Rosie decides to help teach Carter how to be more princess-like, so then, like, maybe she can kind of win this homecoming queen thingy, whatever. And would you believe we get a montage of your typical fish out of water, like, you teach me, I teach you kind of thing, and would you believe their friendship actually starts to kind of grow a little bit?
I guess I never really thought about what it really means to be a princess. Like, this. I can't believe you actually have to do this. Oh, no, you don't. I hate you. You do? No, I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean I hate you. I meant I hate you like you're my best friend.
Oh, is that how that works? Huh. Well, I guess I had a lot of best friends in high school then. Now, after all this is done, Chelsea's friend Brooke is in the library reading like Cosmo or whatever, and you'll never guess what she finds after she reads an article called Meow, Why Acting Like a Cat Will Get People to Come to You. Yeah.
Princess Rosalinda? No way.
So now that Chelsea and Brooke know Rosie's secret, I'm sure they're going to be very understanding about everything, given the circumstances and the life and death nature of the whole situation, because, you know, girls gotta stick together and sisterhood pants or whatever girls do. I don't know.
Poor Princess Rosalinda. Did you hear she's in hiding?
I will give you a reward for keeping my secret.
Oh, we know you will. You're gonna turn your crown, Princess. You're gonna tell everyone that there is and only will be one true homecoming queen. And that's me.
You could have asked for literally anything in the world, and this is what you're shooting for? But now that her secret's out, Rosie can't really stay there anymore, not to mention the horrifying news she learns about her mother back home.
General Kane is forcing my mother into marriage.
Father's never gonna let you go back.
He'll never know.
Yeah, but I know, and I'm not gonna let you go back either.
Carter, you have to stay out of this. I have a duty to my people, and this is something that you'll never understand. I've loved living here in Louisiana.
I'm saying, no one has ever said those words.
And I wish my life could be like this every day. This is not reality. And I cannot hide here anymore.
And this brings us to the end of the movie where Carter calls Rosie's royal advisor / dressmaker guy. Somehow she just like knows his phone number and has this amazing international call plan. Anyway, she calls him up and has this idea where she tells the guy to make this blue dress for Rosie, and he tells the general guy about this and tells him where Rosie is. So the general guy and his buddies fly in a helicopter all the way over to Louisiana in like 3 hours and crash the homecoming dance to try and steal back Princess Rosalinda.
Princesses everywhere. Ah, Caribbean blue. Beautiful indeed. Go with me now, Princessa, and no harm will come to your friends.
Okay, hold on a second here. Where are the chaperones? What, they could smell kids dancing too close together like 5 miles away, you know, and be all like, leave room for Jesus. But then someone in full Che Guevara getup kidnaps a girl from the punch bowl, and they're all just like,
I wonder what's going on there.
But anyway, turns out the girl in the blue dress was actually Carter the whole time, and she leads the general to get captured by her dad, and then Rosie wins homecoming queen, and she gives a speech about, like, the power of friendship or whatever.
Thank you. Since I've been here, I've learned many wonderful things. Most importantly, I've learned about friendship.
And in the end, Rosie goes back to her country and becomes queen, and then everyone's like, and thankfully, that's where the movie ends. So, what was your favorite part of the movie? That was mine too. So yeah, this might just be like the dumbest Disney Channel movie I've ever seen. Although to be fair, I haven't seen The Swap yet, so who knows how it's all gonna turn out in the end. You know, as a kid who grew up watching Disney Channel almost exclusively until basically all through high school, you know, because I was really cool. Going back and watching them now, like, I mean, of course, you know, they're silly and goofy and they don't make any sense and they're really dumb and like, everything is this weird Deus Ex Machina where it's like, oh, it turns out it was magic the whole time or something like that. But there really is some weird kind of mystique to Disney Channel movies. You know what I mean? Like, they're so dumb and so bad that, like, I don't know, in their own weird, completely non-logical way, like, they kind of make sense, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. There's just something about them. Same with like Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon and Disney Channel are very different in their approaches to like teen shows or movies or whatever, but like, they're so dumb and so nonsensical. I don't know, you just kind of have to appreciate it for what it is, I guess. I feel like Netflix is trying to capture that sometimes, but they just, I don't know. Older Disney Channel movies just had this mystique about them that there's just something about them that was so horrible that it was actually kind of good in a way. It's like, just, it went so far one direction, it whipped around to the other one, you know? Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like it, you know, and ring that bell so you don't miss any videos from me. Let me know what movies or TV shows you think I should check out. Email me at alexmeyerscontact@gmail.com. I have a game on the App Store. It's like a Candy Crush, you know, match 3 type game with my little characters in it. So if that sounds interesting to you, link is down below. I have a podcast out. It's called Doing the Devil's Tango, where like, it's like a dating advice, dating story kind of podcast I do with my girlfriend Kelsey, so if you're interested in that, do that as well. And above all else, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.